Hi guys, so I'm going to make a little quickie, well it's not going to be quickie, probably actually, a little quickie draft video on Magic Forge, and it's in my quest, so I was going to do a draft Scars of Mirrodin, triple Scars. I don't have much experience with this format, but it's fine. I actually really like Scars of Mirrodin. It's one of my favorite draft formats, but I haven't drafted it a whole lot. We'll see. Okay, there's a Ratchet Bomb, which is pretty solid. Slice and Twain is actually really fantastic in this block. Skin Render is really fantastic. Always. Well, it's an artifact-themed block, so artifact removal is actually very main deckable. So in this pack, I see... Well, there's a card that I liked more than most people seem to. Disperse, Skin Render, Slice and Twain, Kemba Skyguard for the white weenie decks that are actually really good in this format, and Ratchet Bomb, which seems very slow to me. I'm picking right now between Skin Render and Slice and Twain. I think Skin Render is just really strong. I would have a hard time not picking that, even though Slice and Twain is so fantastic, but green is not super fantastic in this format, I don't think, so Skin Render. Okay, in this pack, there's a Perilous Mirror, Turn to Slag, Glimmerpoint Stag, I think are the three strongest. And then there's also an Iron Mirror and a Dispense Justice, which are also strong. But I really like removal. Turn to Slag is sweet. It definitely won't wheel. I don't think any of these will wheel, actually. But I think I'm going to take the Turn to Slag. Okay. I'm not really excited about anything in this pack. I'm not super high on Kuldotha Rebirth. It's okay. I could see taking that here because nothing here is that great. Gear Grabber isn't that great. Clone Shell isn't that great. Bullshock isn't that great. Echo Circlet is actually very bad. I think I have to take the Kuldotha Rebirth here. Ooh, that's actually a fairly late Rust tick, I think. Fourth? Maybe not, I don't know. I draft Rust tick very highly, and I'll take it here. This is looking to be sort of a I don't know right now. Kuldotha Rebirth is a very aggressive card. Skin Render is just good all around. Turn to Slag is pretty controlling. Rust tick is controlling. I'd say it falls on the side of controlling. I might just not play Kuldotha Rebirth. And in this pack, I don't really like anything. Auriok Replica is a relatively safe pick. It's not good, though. Not even a little bit good. Auriok Sunchaser is really good in the Metalcraft strategy. I mean, Fulgent Distraction is a fog. Ah, man, nothing in this pack is good at all. Carapace Forger is okay, I guess. I'm not going to switch to green for it, though. It's not insane. I think I just take the Canyon Minotaurs here. Oh, Blade Tribe Berserker, same thing. Except plus a little upside, I guess, if I get Metalcraft, which so far does not seem super likely. Well, there's a foil Kuldotha Forgemaster, which is pretty much just a 3/5 for 5. Which isn't super good. Ooh, there's a Mana Mirror. Mana Mirror are always good. It doesn't even matter if they're on color. Just having them tap for 1 is actually fantastic. A 6th pick Manamur is totally reasonable. Nothing else is great in this pack, so... I see Fume Spitter and Bleak Coven Vampire is the only... Okay. Bonds of Quicksilver is marginally playable as well. In a deck with a lot of artifacts, Bleak Coven Vampire is actually really good. But I think I just take the Fume Spitter to be safe, since I've only drafted 2 artifacts. And it's really good at dealing with Manamur. It's actually it's actually really good, Fume Spitter. This pack, either the Bleak Coven or the Volshock Heartstoker. I'm actually not super sure. I'm not thinking it's going to be super likely that I get Metalcraft, so Bleak Coven is just a 4-3, but Volshock, it's not a very aggressive deck so far, so I think I'm just going to take the Bleak Coven. Sure, we're getting to the junk now. I'll just take the Dross Hopper as a bear. Take another Rebirth. Gear Grabber, sure. Yeah, this is junk, unsurprisingly. Ooh, that was actually... I got a playable card last pick. That's pretty good. Okay, I see Lux Cannon, which is really good in the control deck. I guess I try to draft even more controlling, get as much removal as I can. That's kind of asking a lot, but we'll see how that goes. Lux Cannon is the pick. Ooh, Galvanic Blast is really good, especially in the control deck. Kill early attackers, maybe even late attackers if I get Metalcraft somehow. Another Turn to Slag, which I'm very happy to take. The only card I really consider here is Blade Tribe, so that's going to be the pick. Ooh, Instill Infection is actually very efficient. I like that card. I really want to lower my curve, though. I guess I just take the Moriok Reaver here as a cheap blocker. And I guess I take Dross Hopper again as a cheap blocker. Ew, and a Manamur, even though it's not on color, it's fine. Goblin Gobliner, I guess. That's not. I'm not going to play that card. Ferivore. No, I think I'll just take the Spell Bomb, even though it doesn't do anything. It just replaces itself, but it's like a free slot in my deck, I guess, for Metalcraft or what have you. These are not my colors. I'll take the Rare. Woo! But terrible card, by the way, but I'll take it. It's so weird. Rares in most... Well, rares just in draft formats in general have the highest variance, seemingly. Like, they're either just Fs or they're As. If you watch LR, I guess, you know what that means. But yeah, like, Dissipation Field is really, really terrible in draft. Like, one of my favorite ones to complain about is Omniscience, which is completely unplayable in draft, but it's a mythic rare. So, you know, all you dreamers out there, like, I'm gonna cast my Progenitus with my Omniscience in my strange... I don't know what Corset Omniscience is in. My strange Conflux plus Corset draft. Anyway, I digress. But, okay, so we're back in it. I see another Instill Infection. I like this a lot. Stratascythe is pretty good as well, but I think I take the Instill Infection. And I see a Necrogen Scudder, which I really like. A Necrogen Scudder is just extremely efficient, even on defense. Even though I'm taking 3, I still get a really quick flying blocker, which is fine. Although also in the pack is Heavy Arbalest, excuse me. And I think I just want the Nitrogen Scudder instead. So I take that. Ugh. Yuck. Flesh Allergy is much worse than it looks. It's a removal spell, so sometimes I want to take it. I think it's actually between Flesh Allergy and Goldmur. And I'm not totally sure which one. Controlling, I guess I go with Flesh Allergy. And another Nitrogen Scudder! That's exciting. And there's another turn to Slag, but I want early drops to stop aggressive strategies, so I'll take a Nitrogen Scudder. Fume Spitter, actually, that's actually solid. So, Fume Spitter. Reservoir is another one of those, like, super terrible rares in this set. So, that's gonna go pretty late. And I don't want it. So, I'll just take a Reaver. Flameborn Hellion as a finisher, I guess? I don't even know. I'll just take that, sure. And Panic Spell Bomb is so bad in the control deck, obviously. I'll take it though, it's red. It replaces itself. If I for some reason end up short on playables. Take another Blade Tribe Berserkers, I guess. And I don't even... Another Oxida Daredevil? Another one? I'll take the rare, because these are both really awful. Whatever. Zuri's Archers, whatever. Screeching Silka. Okay. So I have all my cards. And it's looking like it's going to be a classic black-red control deck. So let me put in the cards I know I'm playing. Skin Render, Nitrogen Scudders, Rustics, all my Manamur, Flameborn as a finisher, my Fume Spitters, probably at least one. My turn to Slags are great, my Galvanic Blast. Pretty much, both mine Still Infections. And my Moriok Reavers. So I think I put my other Fume Spitter in. My Blade Tribes. My Flesh Allergy. Let's take a look at my curve. It's fine. I guess I want more 2-drops, so I think I just put... Oh, what's my color distribution? Do I want it to be 12-7, or do I want it to be 10-9 and just split half and half? I kind of like 12-7 so that I have a higher chance of a turn 1 Fume Spitter. So I'll go 2 Drosshoppers. Just as blockers. And... okay, so that means I should probably be running, I don't know, 10-7? The only reason I need double red is for turn to Slack, I guess, though. And the only reason I need double black is for Skin Render. I'll actually move it to 9 and 8. Yeah, I think this is set up. I've got some early stuff just for blocking against super aggressive strategies, and I've got plenty of removal, and then Flameborn Hellion has a win con. I'm liking this deck fairly. It's not fantastic. I'm playing Blade Tribe Berserkers as a Canyon Minotaur, so it's not the best deck I've ever drafted in my life, but oh well. Yeah, so save and start. I'm just going to speed through these rounds. To get to our actual game. Oh, crap. Sometimes it crashes. It's kind of annoying. If it crashes repeatedly, I'll just go into the dev commands and like give one of the players a progenitus to speed the game along before it crashes or something. I don't know, this build of Forge is very buggy. It seems to crash all the time, so be patient with me here. I don't know if it crashed before or what's up. I mean, they recently added the drafting to quest mode, and that's what I do it through, so I wonder if it has to do with the drafting through quest mode, if the problem exists even outside of quest mode, or what. Okay, this is a very obviously unkeepable hand. So I'm going to mulligan, and I get a much, much better hand. We'll see how this goes. Plays a Dross Hopper. Okay. I play out my Myrrh. Okay, Painsmith is quite good. So, we'll see. My Rustic actually has no targets. I guess I just play out my Blade Tribe. As a blocker, okay, he's not going to attack through my Blade Tribe. So I think I play another one. I'm not really sure. Okay, it's darkening. Okay. Death Touch. And it's gonna get flying, so I can't do anything about this. Oh, that was a very nice draw. Okay. So now I say Fume Spitter, and I dare you to do something else with your Black Cleave Goblin. And then I just think maybe I swing. I swing with one, okay. And then I'll play my Rustic. And I do not feel like dying to Infect out of nowhere, so goodbye, Black Cleave Goblins. Bleak Coven Vampires. That's probably fine. I've got 3 power blockers. No targets for my Rustic. It's kind of awkward, but yeah. It kind of sucks to turn this flag as a sorcery. It would be so much better. It's still really good because it's 5 damage, which deals with things that some other things don't, so I think I just... So flying a first strike, that's extremely annoying. I'm just gonna get in with my Blade Tribe Berserkers, play out Necrogen Scudder, take 3, sure. And it dies immediately. That's the argument against Necrogen Scudder. I just dealt myself 3. Well, I guess I traded for a card in hand, so that's probably fine, but still. All of the cards I want to be instants. Flesh Allergy, please. This card is so terrible. It would be like playable if it was instant. Granted, I'm playing it, but still. I would have loved for it to be an instant. It would have been so much better. And yeah, your only threat is the vampires. I'll just kill it right now. Probably not the play. I'm kind of a noob sometimes. Not all the time, fortunately, just sometimes. And a Fume Spitter. This is why Fume Spitter is so good. People play more one-toughness things than you'd expect, especially because Manamur are roaming around freely. So I swing, and if a double block happens, I threaten to kill one, and then I get a 2-for-1. But he's just going to block both. I'm fine with that. I think I'm going to win this game easily. Okay, swing for a lethal. Responses? Nothing. Okay, GG. Next game. Okay, excellent. I say... Sure, the computer's pretty dumb. If I was doing this in real life, I would probably just save the Fume Spitter and then surprise shoot down like a Manamur or something, but this way they're just stranded. Oh well. And if he plays them, I'm totally fine with just killing them, so... Hit for 1? Question mark? Okay. And I'm the aggro this game, I guess. Swing for 1 more. And scutter. Jeez, nothing is getting played, so... Swing for 4 more. Alright, works out. And 3 power, Thor power. Better play something. Okay. I think I'm just going to get this guy out of the way. Fume Spitter. And on my turn, I will blast that. Play out a Okay, I should not be doing stuff first main, but oh well. I know I shouldn't be doing it, so I don't know if that makes up for it at all, but alright. I persevere. I think I just alpha. And unless there's a removal spell or a blocker, I'm good. And lethal. Fantastic. Oh my god. What is happening here? There's like 20 more propagators. Wow. Wow. Oh, and it crashed. Fantastic. That game was looking very insane. Gosh. That is my biggest complaint with Forge. It crashes so much, it's absurd. I wish they would just fix it or something. But yeah, my policy is if it crashes twice, I will give a player a Progenitus and just move on. That's my policy. They've both got Mer Propagators, and they're playing them to effect. This is hilarious. Wow. Wow. I mean, I didn't even watch that carefully because it's in like 10 times speed, but like both players have like, okay, somebody's getting a Progenitus. I tried doing Baron Glory, but then I realized you have to have no hand. And Baron Glory, I don't know if anybody has ever won a game with Baron Glory. I have no idea. Johnny's loved the crap out of that card, but I see no way for it to be good, so I don't know. And I digress about Baron Glory, which is just like a random card from... Oh, it's from Future Sight, huh? Okay, well that card is really awful. But it makes the Johnny in me feel very happy. I'm just thinking, you play your last card as an Armageddon. Feels very unlikely. Anyway, so pause. I will give Tessino the Progenitus. I guess I could just give them a Blightsteel and then win in one hit. That's probably better. I don't know why I'm not doing that. Anyway. Oh my god. Crashes too much. Oh, yeah, Blightsteel Colossus is another card that's really, really terrible in draft because you will never, ever hit 12 mana. It sees constructed play a little bit, I guess. I don't know, Tinker, which is banned in almost every format. It sees play in Cube, if we consider Cube a format. I consider Cube a format. Anyway, somebody's getting a Blightsteel. I do not want to sit through another crash, so I'll just give the player who's on the draw a Blightsteel so that they just win in one hit. Okay, let's play a real game. This is actually a decent hand. Especially since I'm on the draw. I don't like keeping two landers if I'm not on the draw, but this hand is fine. Full of creatures. I don't... Okay. Let's see if you block. I don't think you will. I'll just play a Reaver. What? Why is it crashing on my games? Well, you are watching the fantastic coverage of my Forge loading over and over again. So, yeah. Aren't you so excited to see how that game would have gone? Well, we will never know. We will never ever know what I would have drawn. I'd say the biggest problem with my deck right now is that it has no bombs. A deck with no bombs is sad. It just happens every once in a while. Draft is a pretty random format. Okay, well, I guess I keep the second mulligan, despite the fact that it has no black mana. Which is a problem! I think it's a problem. So, let's see if luck is on my side. And it's single elimination, so these stupid mistakes. And wow, turn 4 Volition Reigns on my Rust tick. That makes me feel fantastic. Okay. Take 3? Sure. I guess I just slag the Myr so that I have a longer clock. And I take 1, and there's a Luminger Drake, which is a real threat, and I have no black mana. This is sad. And 2 more creatures. Black mana. Okay, I don't know how well this is actually going to work out. We'll see. Sure, I'll block. If that was in real life, I would have been playing right into a Seize the Initiative. I know these computers too well. They make dumb choices all the time. And the same dumb choices all the time. So, not the most realistic. But, it's fun. It's fun. It's all in good fun. Block the flyers. Down to 2. Not liking that. Ooh, I live though. I guess I killed the throwing bird with Instill Infection, and I hopefully draw a black mana, which does not happen. Oh man, if I win this game, this is going to be fantastic. And I now outnumber. Okay, I guess I get in 3 a turn. Oh no. Myr Propagator, we saw this. We saw this happen. Myr Propagator is pretty bad, but we'll see if it can kill me. We will. Hopefully I can just outrace with Necrogen Scutters. I can't kill the Myr now. I let the 1 spawn. It's like Pack Rat. You let the 1 spawn and then you can't spend only a single removal spell to deal with it anymore. Ah, the nightmare. Okay, well. 6 more. And I will definitely Fume Spitter the Vidalkin this turn. And it looks like I'm going to win this game. That felt super unlikely. Awesome. No responses. And game 2. Oh, sweet. Turn 1 play, turn 2 play, turn 3 play. Curve out! Actually, I even have a turn 4 play if I draw any lands. Oh, and there it is. And it's actually a black mana, so my 4th drop can be a Skin Render. I think this game is in the bag. Especially off of no turn 1 or 2 play from my opponent. Or 3 plays. So, I think this game's looking pretty good. 3 damage. Drake? Sure. Kill the Drake. Swing for a bunch. Kill the other blocker. And blast you to death. Awesome! Awesome! To the finals! Here we go. I need black mana. Oh god. Oh god, am I really gonna keep this? Oh man. Oh, that's a good draw. This hand isn't quite as terrible anymore. Carapace Forger. Mana Myr or Drawstopper. Kind of like the Myr into a Fume Spitter negative into an Instill Infection. Block, give it a negative. Oh, it was an instant. I didn't do that right. Sorry. And repulse. And now I'm taking 3. This is... I have no good answers to this. I guess I just play this guy out. have a 2-power blocker to block your Galvanizer forever. Not forever. Ah, gosh. Oh, gosh. That a quarter shield. That card is so much better than it looks. Seriously, that card. Ah, quarter shield. I should pick you higher, a quarter shield. I think you're great. Oh my gosh, this is ugly. This is really bad. Really bad. Play out a Canyon Minotaur. Okay. Argentum Armor. Oh wow, my chances in this game are extremely low. Double block for the win. Awesome. Wow. Wow. Oh, swing with a 10-10. Okay, that's game. Concede. Next game. Beam Spitter turn 1. Oh, this is actually a pretty nice hand, so we'll see how this goes. Swing for 1. And a bear! My worst nemesis! Oh wow, actually getting value out of Trinket Mage. That's pretty nice. Let's get the Lux Cannon out. Start charging it up. I'm willing to trade very aggressively this time around. Let's give that a negative, and I'll instill Infection. Charge counter. Alright. Oh, and I've got a Vindicate waiting to go off. I really like Lux Cannon. It's not like the highest pick in the world. I think I picked it out of a very weak pack if you were watching carefully, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay, I think this is getting turned to Slack right now. Pretty sure. That a quarter shield might eat a Lux Cannon. We'll see. How about no? Okay. No! Oh, the crashing. I don't know. I think I was going to win that game. We'll just call that a win. We'll call that a win. And I'll just use dev commands to make that a win. Win! Okay. Win! Awesome. Collect prizes. Woo! And a promotional Quicksilver Gargantuan. Yay! If you've watched LR, you know of Crack-a-Packs. So, I won this game. For my first prize pack, I will do a Crack-a-Pack. I will try to talk my best way through all of the cards in the pack, starting from commons. 5 Booper Booster Packs. Nurok Replica. I actually really like this card. And I also really like Disperse, which is similar to it, but Nurok Replica is like Dispersed on a stick. And a 1/4 for 3 is actually very playable. It's an artifact which helps Metalcraft. Yeah, I think it's just a very good all-rounder. And the tempo you cause, like, it can block really well. And, I mean, there's not many playable auras, so you're not going to get super value out of it. it probably won't even be a 1-for-1, it'll just be tempo, but tempo is better than people give credit. So, next card, Iron Myrrh. All the Myrrh are really sweet. I actually especially like Iron Myrrh and Gold Myrrh because I think the white-red Metalcraft strategy is actually really strong with like Auriok, Sunchaser, cards like that. And the Mana Myrrh are just really awesome. If you've ever played with like Llanowar Elves, that thing's a beast. And Iron Myrrh are colorless Llanowar Elves that every color can use, and they help Metalcraft. I think artifacts both get a bump up and a bump down in Scars because artifact removal is everywhere and it's effective. So, yeah, like artifact creatures have a problem with artifact removal, obviously. But ramping straight from turn 2 to turn 4 is pretty good. Okay, Molder Beast. I'm not really sure what to think about this card. I guess it's alright. Like a 5/3 for 5 with Trample is... it's sort of on the cusp of okay. It's playable. If you're playing green, it's a playable card. That Artifact Plus ability isn't the most relevant. It can sometimes be relevant, and then you just swing the 7/3, get it in for like 6, for like, I don't know, not 6, like 4 or something. And that's a win, but your Molder Beast is probably gonna die. It's okay. Scrap Diver Serpent. Well, what I have to say about this card, it's a 7-drop. It's almost always going to be unblockable in this block. So, sure, interpret it as a 7-drop, 5/5 unblockable, which I don't think is playable. 7 mana is a lot, and you're not getting really enough. It's not going to stabilize you super great. Origin Spellbomb. This is actually one of the better Spellbombs, especially because of, like I said, the white-red Metalcraft strategy. It really wants cheap artifacts, and not only is it a cheap artifact, but it sacrifices into another cheap artifact that also draws you a card. I think this card is really good, even though it does very little, but I think it's pretty fantastic, actually. And here's an Auriok Sunchaser. This is, I was talking about this, the white-red Metalcraft strategy. This card is one of the key parts of the strategy. Like a 3/3 flyer for 2 if you have Metalcraft is fantastic. So, it's a pretty good reason to try to go into that strategy. You're not going to pick it early, but I think it's very playable, very solid. I get them late sometimes, and I wonder why, but it's very playable. Gelmus Warden is like a worse Auriok Sunchaser, I guess. It's like a bigger creature if it has Metalcraft. Actually, it actually has the exact same Metalcraft keyline, minus the flying. But flying is just so good. Paying 2 mana for a 3/3 flying is awesome. Paying 4 mana for a 4/6, playable, decent, undercosted, but I guess it's a little easier to get Metalcraft by then, but Auriok Sunchaser is better. I guess Gelmus Warden is more playable if you don't have Metalcraft. We'll see. Norak Invisimaster. I actually really like this card. The double blue can be a problem sometimes, but the fact that it's unblockable, it's like a persistent 2 damage every turn. The fact that it gives another creature unblockable for a turn is pretty nice too. It's just, I can't tell if it's better in a control deck or an aggro deck. It serves roles in both. It gives, I'm spacing on the word right now. It gives inevitability to control decks, and it's pretty nice in aggro decks to give their creatures unblockable for a turn and then just keep swinging. But blue is not known for being aggro. I think it's just a solid card. Blackleaf Goblin. I'm not super solid on drafting Infect and triple Scars. Because a lot of packs don't even have a single Infect creature in them. so, I've never drafted Truffle Scars, in fact. It doesn't seem that good to me, and it's, oh man, a 2-1 haste for 4? It's just gonna get blocked down. Your Infect decks are usually very aggressive. At a 4-mana 2 power guy with haste is fine on an empty board, but how often does that happen? I don't like this card a whole lot. And there's the black Manamer. I don't feel like I need to explain this one. It's a little worse than the red one, sure, but it's a mirror. Go for it. And Vigil for the Lost. This card is just super bad. Like, super, super bad. Just never play this card. It's like conditional, expensive life gain. Wow, I don't know why they printed this. It's just super, super terrible. Gear Grabber. Irrelevant ability. Fantastic. You're paying 6 mana for a 4/4? Don't go for it, please. Please don't go for it. Really terrible. Don't do it. You're paying 6 mana for a 4/4. I guess if you need high curve answers, or high curve stuff, whatever, go for it. But just remember that that ability is almost completely irrelevant. Anyway, moving on. Skin Render. I love Skin Render. I think most people love Skin Render. Skin Render is awesome. It's pretty much a removal spell packed onto a reasonably sized creature. Always good. I'd say this is very, very first pickable. Out of a pack without bombs, I almost always pick this first. So, now you know how I feel about Skin Render. Reservoir. I think I actually already talked about this while doing the draft. Never draft this card. It doesn't do anything. End of story. How often are you going to get Mer Tribal going on? Anyway, yes, that's my Cracker Pack. And I think I pick Skin Render. As I said, no bomb, I'm picking Skin Render. Oh, I guess Cold Phoenix is a... No, that's not Scars. Excuse me. And I guess I'll show you the rest of my rares. Okay, Azarius Brigade? Sure. Edge Champion? Sure. Battlesphere? Sure. Foil Embersmith and a Copperline Gorge? Sure. Okay. Awesome! Thank you for watching. This was kind of a long video. Thank you for bearing with me. I sort of won, even though I cheated slightly. I think I was going to win that game. We'll see what you people think. You judgmental people. Okay, bye.